And what is the solution for x of t? That we did in 101. X of t came out to be equal to e to the power of at x t 0 plus integral, I am taking t 0 as 0, right, and this is the response due to initial conditions and this is the response due to external inputs. And if the initial conditions are 0, this term will be automatically 0, you will only get the response. This is called the 0 input response and this is 0 state response. This is what we did in 101. What is e to the power of at? It is the same exponential expansion, infinite series expansion, sigma which in expansion comes out to be 1 I plus at plus a square t square by 2 factorial and so on. And this is matrix obviously, because this is a matrix, everything is a matrix here, and this is n by n matrix. And this multiplied by x 0, which is a n by 1 matrix, will give you response due to initial conditions in this state, and this gives you response due to this. If you observe this is nothing but your convolution integral. So, it is basically convolution of the e to the power of at with the input system ut, which is satisfying to us, because in a linear time invariant system, the output is the convolution of the input and the state representation, the system representation called impulse response. So, it is something like our impulse response is the e to the power of at. We also did the following, that sometimes it may be easier for you to translate this into frequency domain and solve the frequency domain equation, invert it to get back the original equation. That also we have done in 101, and we said, now we spent some time in 101, go back and look at your notes, that e to the power of at is the critical part of the whole analysis, because everything depends upon the knowledge of e to the power of at. And how do I find e to the power of at given a? And we said one blind method is to do this expansion and add them up. The other method we said was to use the Cayley-Hamiltonian theorem. By using that, we can simplify this and find out what is the e to the power of at in a very simple manner, using the eigenvalues of the matrix A. Remember all this or not? I am sure you remember. Okay. We also said the following, that the eigenvectors corresponding to the matrix A will be of the form of e to the power of lambda t, and the lambda should have a negative real part, because it has to die down for a stable system. So, all the eigenvalues of this must be in the left half plane and nothing in the right half plane. Okay. When you do the frequency transformation on this, since at that time we did not know Laplace transform, so I wrote in terms of S, which is e to the power of st. Instead of that, now since we know Laplace transform, so we will use it, take the Laplace transform on that equation and write down what is the equation. If you take Laplace transform on this, you get S x of s right minus x of 0 Laplace transform derivative is equal to s of the function x of s minus the 0 value of this is equal to a times x of s plus b times u of s. If this is a time varying system, you are in trouble because you can't apply Laplace transforms on that, because a is also a function of time. Then your product of two functions of time, and then you will end up into having a convolution integral in the Laplace transform, which doesn't do any good to you in terms of simplification of analysis. So, if we do this, then this S I minus a into x of s is equal to x 0 plus b of u s. And hence x of s is equal to S I minus a inverse into x 0 plus b u s. Right? If you now take inverse Laplace transform of this, x of t is equal to x of 0 is a constant. So, if you call the inverse transform of this is some e to the power of a t, which is the inverse transform of this is e to the power of a t into x 0 plus this is product of two Laplace transform. So, the time function will be convolution of these two, which gives you the second part of this equation here, right, which will be plus integral 0 to t Okay. So, the solution is same as what we have got before by time domain or through frequency domain, and this is one easier way for us to operate on the Laplace transform domain and then go back to time domain. This simplicity comes because of linearity here and time invariance here. If it is in a linearity and time invariance and neither of them are hold good, then this won't be as simple as what you have written here. Okay. Then e to the power of a t is one way of doing it is to find out. So, e to the power of a t can I erase this now? Okay. So, this x of s is equal to what is S I minus a inverse equal to? Matrix inversion is equal to adjoint of the matrix divided by the determinant of the matrix, right. So, you write adjoint into